Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something really massive, a gathering that practically stops the nation. We're talking about Fieldays 2026, taking place from June 10th to the 13th at Mystery Creek near Hamilton. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill local get-together anymore. As we unpack the latest reporting, you'll see how this event has evolved into a vital, high-tech hub for the future of food, fiber, and global business. 100,000. Just wrap your head around that number for a second. That's the staggering amount of visitors expected to walk through the gates over just 4 days. They're going to be joining over 1,100 exhibitors for what is now the 58th year of the Southern Hemisphere's largest agricultural event. Think about the sheer density of knowledge, capital, and innovation packed into that single location. It's basically a pop-up city dedicated entirely to the primary sector. So, here's our roadmap for today. First, welcome to Fieldays 2026. 2. Not just a farming expo. 3. High-tech agricultural innovation. 4. Setting the sustainability standard. 5. The India Trade Gateway. And finally, 6. Shaping the primary sector. All right, Section 1. Not just a farming expo, a broader ecosystem. Now, when you hear Rural Expo, you probably picture the classic gumboots and tractors stereotype, right? Heavy machinery, some livestock, maybe a bit of equipment. But actually, there's a massive paradigm shift happening here. The reality of Fieldays today is a deeply connected, high-tech ecosystem. It's a national showcase for agrotech, renewable energy, digital technologies, and even international trade. It brings together literally everyone, from researchers and university students to high-level investors and policymakers. For the modern attendee, this whole event is way beyond just kicking the tires on a new tractor. It's a strategic meeting ground. The organizers really sum it up perfectly here. It's about discovering ideas, building relationships, exploring new markets, and understanding how innovation can help address future challenges. It is where industry trends actually emerge and vital, long-lasting business relationships are cemented. Moving on to Section 2, High-Tech Agricultural Innovation, from soil to software. Innovation is literally the heartbeat of the Fieldays experience. Exhibitors are using this massive platform to show off products across a staggering variety of fields. We're talking cutting-edge precision agriculture and advanced automation. We're seeing environmental technologies, rural infrastructure solutions, and it spans across forestry, transport, food production, and renewable energy. And, the goal across all these categories is exactly the same: to boost productivity, efficiency, and sustainability across the entire primary sector. To give you a really specific example, take a look at the automotive manufacturer Jack New Zealand. They're using the event to showcase their latest plug-in hybrid utility vehicle. See, this isn't just some generic car show. Automotive manufacturers deliberately leverage this gathering to launch emerging vehicle tech that is tailored explicitly for unique New Zealand conditions. It's a real-world testing ground for practical, everyday rural applications. And all of this creates an incredible pathway for new businesses. Fieldays operates as a critical 3-step launchpad. First, it's a launch platform for startups and entrepreneurs. Second, it gives them direct face-to-face exposure to established industry leaders. And third, because of the event's massive draw, it allows these localized innovators to reach potential customers not just from across New Zealand, but from entirely overseas. It's an incubator on a massive scale. Okay, Section 3, setting the sustainability standard beyond buzzwords. So, ISO 2012-1. What does that alphabet soup actually mean? It's an internationally recognized sustainable event management standard. And what's genuinely impressive here is that Fieldays hasn't just recently jumped on this sustainability bandwagon. They have rigorously maintained this certification since 2012. It makes environmental responsibility a certified, integral part of their daily operations, not just an afterthought or a marketing gimmick. They structure this commitment through some pretty heavy-hitting institutional partnerships. First up, you have the popular Fieldays Tent Talks, delivered in association with the University of Waikato, focusing on things like regenerative agriculture and environmental stewardship. Then there's the Rural Advocacy Hub, partnered with Federated Farmers, which gives people a dedicated space to hash out tough policy and regulatory issues. Finally, you've got the Sustainability Awards, organized with the reporting company InStep, to recognize exhibitors who really show leadership and responsible environmental management. And they even tackled the sheer environmental impact of getting 100,000 people to the venue. Organizers actively encourage visitors to reduce their travel footprint by structuring dedicated bus services and park and ride facilities. They are actively practicing what they preach.
Section 4. The India Trade Gateway, a global stage.
Now, you might not immediately connect a New Zealand agricultural expo with high-level international diplomacy, but that is exactly what happens here. One of the standout international features this year is the Consulate General of India in Auckland hosting the incredible India stall located at PB50 for the entire 4 days. This is huge. It reflects the rapidly growing importance of the India-New Zealand relationship as both nations look to deepen their cooperation. If you're a business-minded viewer, listen up, because this is exactly why it matters. Visitors can engage directly with representatives to explore trade and investment, manufacturing partnerships, and supply chain solutions. It's a direct gateway for market entry into India, which, by the way, is one of the world's fastest-growing major economies. They are actively inviting entrepreneurs, exporters, investors, and the Indian diaspora to build sector-specific commercial partnerships right there on the expo floor.
So we are seeing a complete shift away from that old local exhibition mindsets, turning this event into a key node in evolving global supply chains. For New Zealand companies, the incredible India stall provides invaluable insights into expanding manufacturing capabilities, tech innovations, and tapping into a vast consumer market. As global supply chains shift, these international partnerships are becoming the absolute bedrock of future economic growth.
Section 5. Shaping the primary sector. Looking ahead. Let's be real for a second. The primary sector is facing some serious headwinds. The industry is navigating rapidly changing market conditions, massive technological disruption, intense workforce pressures, and ever-increasing sustainability expectations. These are very real, very serious challenges. And this is exactly why an innovation and networking hub of this scale arrives at such a critical moment. You simply cannot solve these massive problems in isolation. Which brings us back to Mystery Creek. For 4 days, it's not just a venue, it becomes the essential meeting point. It's the place where the entire ecosystem comes together to have the conversations that will actively build and influence the future of farming, business, innovation, and international collaboration. It really demonstrates the true scale, diversity, and global reach of New Zealand's food and fiber industries. Which leaves us with a pretty big question. We've seen how Fieldays is driving agritech, setting rigorous sustainability standards, and opening massive global trade gateways. So, as global supply chains and technologies continue to evolve at breakneck speed, how will your business adapt to the future of agriculture? Take some time to think about your role in this rapidly shifting landscape. Thanks